Maybe because I had that chart out. Now, SpaceX IPO, man. They saying SpaceX done move up the IPO to June 12th with a 5-to-1 stock split.
My savage. Money man in the thing of a T and playing no games. Should I already know my name when I speak in CC Flame. Got my YouTube poppin', man. Like, subscribe and everything in between. You already know. Money man. You already know my savage.
Already target valuation at $1.75 to $2 trillion, largest IPO in history, man. But I'm here to tell y'all, it's some plays that we can get in right now to ride this wave up. If, like I said, not financial advice, but if they run up right next to SpaceX, we don't have to buy SpaceX to make money. But I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to get in on the IPO on SpaceX because I'm thinking this thing gonna take off like a rocket that they use when it hit the stock market. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be a doozy because Elon Musk, he got these people waiting and been waiting. But I already told y'all it's a ETF that y'all could have got in and been in it already to get exposure to SpaceX. But right here, man, SpaceX holder signed off on a 5-to-1 stock split ahead of IPO. This is major signal that SpaceX is moving aggressively toward a public market debut, and it mirrors the companies like Tesla did before retail investors flooded in. SpaceX shareholders reportedly approved a 5-to-1 stock split ahead of the company's expected IPO. That means every one share becomes 5. The value per share adjusts lower. Investors own the same total value, just spread across more shares. Reported fair market share price before the split, one share of SpaceX would have been $526.59 at the time that I did this. And now after the split, it's going to be $105.32. See the big difference between, if you're looking at it from a retail investor eyes, like I am, even though it's still the same value, I'd rather pay $105 than $526. Get what I'm saying? So now our retail investors can buy easier. This is usually done for psychological and liquidity reasons. A $100 share feels more accessible than a $500 plus share, than what I was just explaining. That matters because SpaceX is expected to become one of the biggest IPOs ever, heavily hyped among retail investors compared to early Tesla momentum. More trading, liquidity, more shares outstanding generally means tighter spreads, more options activity, easier institutional accumulation. Elon Musk playbook. Tesla previously executed stock split before huge retail participation waves. Many investors see this as Musk preparing SpaceX for massive demand, inclusion in major indexes later, broader retail ownership. That's exactly what he's doing. IPO details being reported. Reports suggest IPO marketing may begin in early June. Pricing could happen around June 11th. We already know it's the 12th, June 11th, 12th. NASDAQ listing could follow shortly after. Valuation target range from 1.75 trillion to 2 trillion plus. If this is true, they could become the largest IPO in history. If they get on the NASDAQ, as soon as they get on, that's a big get right there. Like, that's really gonna help the stock price explode. That's why I said. Now, when I say I'm getting in SpaceX, that don't mean you gotta buy a whole share. If your brokerage, I suggest Robinhood for beginners. If your brokerage let you get fractional shares, I'll do that. $50, or you get the whole one share at $105 if you can catch it. But if you drop $100 on it and get one share or a fractional share or whatever it is at the time and ride that wave all the way up, because when I say ride that wave all the way up, I'm talking about VCX. If y'all don't know, we talked about VCX on this channel. I brought it to y'all before it IPO, and then that thing exploded from $31 all the way up to $575. Now, I'm expecting the same thing with SpaceX. That's just my prediction. I don't know what really gonna happen, but my prediction is with this hype around this stock, SpaceX finally about the IPO, and they done did a 5-to-1 stock split. It's gonna be easier for retail investors like me and you, unless you got big money, to get in and ride this wave up. Now, I'm not holding this when I'm telling you to get in with the fraction of shares. I'm not holding it. What I'm doing is I'm riding the wave all the way up, because again, eventually it's gonna come down, because them private investors, they're gonna start selling at some point, unless they got a lock period. But still, they're gonna end up selling at some point. So I'd rather get in low, ride the wave up like I should have did on VCX. That's why I'm saying I'm not missing this ride right here. Get in low, and when the first IPO, and I know it's gonna go up, ride the wave up, sell at the top, make a little money off that fraction of share, and then wait till it come back down, rinse and repeat if you want to, or wait till it come all the way back down and start consolidating and selling. There could be a month, 2 months away after the IPO to see what the levels are, and then where the best price to get in. SpaceX, that's what I would do. Not financial advice though. That's just what I'm saying I would do. The bull case on SpaceX investors are betting Starlink dominance, reusable rockets, defense contracts, AI plus satellite infrastructure, global internet expansion, Mars/space economy narrative. SpaceX reportedly generated massive profits in 2025, continue to dominate launch volume globally. Now the bull case, that's heavy, because Starlink dominance, basically you can get connectivity anywhere in the world, because Elon Musk done shot up all these satellites in the orbit, and then you can connect anywhere with your phone, internet, any of that. If you using Starlink, you can connect anywhere. Now the reusable rockets, that's saving on the price of rebuilding the rocket. So now you ain't got to rebuild a rocket every time you go to outer space. You saving money, costs, and whatever else they need to make these rockets, and expenses using these rockets to and they saving time. That's the main thing. They saving time. So now they can just use the same rocket to shoot up every time, instead of waiting 2-3 years to build a rocket and then doing it again. Elon Musk ain't the game with catching them rockets, with them rockets parking themselves coming back down. It's crazy. As y'all can see right here, man. This SpaceX website right here. Anthropic just joined SpaceX. Wow. If you telling me that just happened, Jamel, this is huge. That is huge. Because them two of the biggest companies out right now that's privately owned, that people want to get in and got the highest valuation for IPO right now, is Anthropic and SpaceX. But with reward always come a risk. A potential 1.75 trillion, the 2 trillion valuation, many analysts say the stock could launch already priced for perfection. That creates extreme volatility risk, possible post IPO pullbacks, Tesla style emotional trading. Community discussion is already split between generational company versus massively overhauled hype asset. Even though it might be perfectly priced, I still think the hype. Now, if, like Jamel just said, Anthropic done joined SpaceX, that's a game changer. Now, I think it's going to skyrocket up for real. Going to skyrocket up for real. This is probably what the article was that I ain't read yet. I just had opened it. So then we got some plays, like I said, with SpaceX, some sympathy plays that could run up with SpaceX. So now we don't have to directly buy SpaceX, but we can go ahead and position ourselves in some of these stocks right now. As y'all can see, Rocket Labs right there. What the ASTS, PL, Planet Lab, Lunar, LUNRRDWIRDMGSAT, data center plus photonics names tied to bandwidth growth. Here's a live look at Tesla since is often being compared. That ain't what I want. But Rocket Labs, we're gonna look at these now at Roblox. A RK RKLB. This is what I wanted to show y'all right here, man. Some plays we could get in and not necessarily have to be SpaceX if you don't want to take that chance or that risk. You can play these right here. Not saying they are going to run up, but they potentially could run up with SpaceX because they connected with these data centers and what SpaceX is doing. Like I showed y'all in my space-based data center infrastructure video. I did the infrastructure live too on the layers of the data centers, and Rocket Lab is in that one of those layers for the data center. So they ingrained in it. As y'all can see right here, we already went up to 138. 38, that was the top, hit the top of the Bollinger Band on the day chart for the one that want to know. We had two red candles right after. Well, the red candle that broke the Bollinger Band, because this one just touched it, but broke the Bollinger Band. That's the one making us get this big red candle right here. But like I told y'all on the other one, we ain't had no structure or no support to the left to tell us what we might potentially come back down to until we get to $93. $93, well, let me move it up just a little bit. 99 to 100, $193. $193, we could be coming back down to that. And that would probably be my time to get in anything near this line right here, $94, $93. If we get that low. Because we got a big on the MACD right here. You see this thing curving big time. RSI, what, 62? Still a little overbought. But we coming back down. So you can ride this way down on Rocket Labs all the way to my price target, the 93 or 94, 95 down there. If you want to. Then, like I said, I'm getting ready to buy the call option to go back in for this SpaceX IPO. Because they could potentially run up. Now, I ain't looked at none of these options to see what the prices is, but like I told you, the expiration date I'm looking at is January 15, 2027. Regardless of whether the strike price is, I'm looking at expiration date January 15, 2027. If you want to go all the way out to 2028, go right ahead. I'm doing leap options. Once again, I do leap options. I put time on my side. I find the one with the best theta and the delta. That means for every dollar the price go up, whatever the theta, the delta is, that's how much it's going to go up. For every dollar the price moves up, that's how much money I make, whatever the delta is. So you want the delta higher than the theta. Whatever the theta is, I want that significantly lower than the delta. I want it so low that if the stock price go the opposite way of what I'm betting, it ain't gonna harm me none, because I got time on my side and the theta is low, so I can hold the stock until it start turning around. But Rocket Labs look like it coming down right now. I might have to look at that one for myself. But let me go in ASTS. Get the right one. Space Mobile. It already went on the downtrend a little bit. from 129. This line right here. It untouched it 3 times. And ain't broke through yet. Got this one right here. Resist. I am trying to side there. Resist. We got the bottom right here. 63. And now we get to that point to where it could go back up to this descending line, and we'll be at what, about $84, $80, $87, $88 and get rejected. And then we're gonna come, and then we just gonna do this right here until we start squeezing it to this point right here, and then eventually they're gonna break through. And then when they break through, we're going back up to 104. Break through 104, and then we're going back to 129. That's ASTS. Then we got Planet Lab. That was Space Mobile. Planet Labs right here. All these about doing the same thing. With me looking at VSAT. SATS. I got you. It's just me charting. I ain't buying none of these for the folks that want to know. It's just how I do mine. It really ain't nothing right though. Maybe right up in here. That'd be 28. The top or 48. 45, I mean. And we really can trade in this range right here between 45 to 28. We can trade between that and start consolidating between that big range right there, because we ain't got nothing to the left like that. Unless you want to say this level right here. As you want to say this level right here, which is 36. You can put that one on. So we can go, we only $2 away with 38. Planet Labs at $38. And you can play it to 36 if you want to. And then see what happens. Do we bounce off 36 to go back up? Or do we fail? Then we go back down to 28. Lunar, LUNR. Intuitive Machines. He got about the same chart as Rocket Lab. He got about the same chart as Rocket Lab. We already at that critical level now. At 31. At that 31 level. Yeah, we got those ones right here. Same thing. Y'all should already know. We break the 31, then we could go back down to 24. If we don't break the 31 and confirm, then we could go all the way to 38. But the MACD telling me this thing coming down big time. And the volume low. This MACD is curving hard, man. It's the same thing that happened with Rocket Lab. Look at this. Same exact chart. Candle's a little longer, but it's doing the same exact thing. So I know these two gonna end up moving together. Whatever Rocket Lab do, Intuitive Machines gonna do. Whatever Intuitive Machines gonna do, Rocket Lab's gonna do. But I'm pretty sure Intuitive Machine moving more with Rocket Lab than Rocket Lab moving the way they moving. But they kind of the same chart right here. I might have to look at both of them on the put option. RDW. Red Wire Corporation. Same thing. All these charts the same, bro. All these charts is the same. They looking the exact same. They just getting a little cheaper for the price. Getting a little cheaper, man. Dang. We already at that $12, $13. If we can get back to all the full flat 12 and break down, and we might be going back to $8 to $9. And the reason why I say that 8, 9, 10, 11 and give y'all the range, because you can sell within that range wherever. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to get exactly at that point unless you just feel like you need to wait to get to exactly to the price target I'm saying. But if y'all get in that range, man, I'm selling, because it could turn around at any point, up or down. It could turn around at any point. So I'd rather get out early than to get out late like I did with NVIDIA. But that's more because I was out of town. Because I ended up missing out on $300 extra. IRDM. Iridium Communications. Then we got a different chart. But it looked like it on topped out. But far as you could probably say right up in here, if you wanted to draw that line back down to $36, $35 before it break all the way down back to 15. That's a big move. That's a big move if we keep getting rejected at 44. And then we already at 41 and we go back down to 36, 37, 36, fail there, and then we can come all the way back down to 15. GSAT. Global Star. Now, this one about to do something. This one about to move because the Bollinger Band tightening up. The Bollinger Band done tighten up real small. This about to make a big move one of these ways. That would be down here at the bottom. 56. They got the top at 83. They doing all that, bro. And then we could go right here if you want to. 74, 75. So we come from 83 down to 74, 75 right here. Break through that, then we can go all the way back down to 56. So them some of the plays right there, man, with SpaceX that we might need to be looking at. Like I said, Rocket Labs, which other one? RDW, Rocket Labs, RDW, Lunar. You might say Planet Labs too, just a tad bit. All of them got probably identical charts. So all of them might be moving together. RDW.
My savage, money man in the thing of a T and playing no games. Should I already know my name when I speak NCC flame. Got my YouTube popping, man. Like, subscribing, everything in between. You already know. Money man. You already